Here are your hosts.
Your hosts for this evening, Shaggy.
Who the fuck are you? You nothing. You nothing. You are nothing. And you will never be anything. Never.
Colin.
Anybody know who you are? You miserable, presumptuous, no talent. You obviously don't have the talent.
And Mike, the Ape Man.
You are everything that's gone wrong in this world. You are self-consumed, no talent, mediocre piece of shit.
PTR Radio.
And welcome, everybody, to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. For as long as the interweb lasts. It is pretty much guaranteed right now, if you look at any major news media outlet, that the internet is going to break very shortly. All the computers connected to it are going to burst into flames, and your data will be sold to Iranian nuclear arms dealers. That's what we all know.
That was a short.
Yep, that was your PSA for the day. But
see you in 2 weeks.
No, I mean, we all are admittedly geeks on this show. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen mass hysteria like there is right now regarding cryptoware or any virus? Have you been living under a rock?
No, not living under a rock, but I didn't see that much hysteria. I mean, I actually had to, at work today, I had to remind people, hey, you know that one XP machine we have sitting over there? Maybe we should make sure it's been updated. Oh. Okay. It's like, if I was the person responsible, I would have been an early.
My phone would not shut up today. Every 5 minutes, I was getting a text from a different customer.
And that is why you are an awesome hosting provider.
Well, it was not just my hosting company, because I did send out, I don't know if you got it, Mike, but I sent out 2 different emails.
Oh yes, and Kim asked me what was Shaggy talking about?
I had to send out 2 different emails because everybody and their brother was calling or texting saying, what's going on with my computer? I'm hearing all this stuff on the radio and on TV. Is my data safe?
Well,
what do I have to do?
This is the funny thing. Just before I came downstairs to get ready for the show, I'm upstairs, I'm eating dinner, and I'm watching the news, and they're talking about this. And apparently some hacktivist figured out a way to kind of stop this thing dead in its tracks for $10. Because when the thing showed up on someone's computer, it pinged an unregistered website.
Yes.
Are you talking about the British guy?
Yes, he's talking about the British guy.
Okay, yeah.
So he went and registered the website that this was pinging for $10. And apparently it stopped this dead in its tracks.
Yes.
Well, that was the initial kill switch that they were talking about. All right?
Yes.
But already every news organization is saying, oh, this is just the first wave. There will be more. Don't you worry. Your data is still not safe.
Yes, because it was re-released with the sandbox detection feature removed.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's already been, it's already morphed. And, for those that don't know, this is all based off of findings from the NSA.
Yes.
All right, so these are patches that the NSA had been these are holes that the NSA had been exploiting for we don't know how long.
Yes.
That were exposed in the huge release of information from their cache. All right?
Thanks a lot, Edward Snowden.
Well, so there's a lot of question.
You couldn't proofread what you were releasing to everybody. No.
Well, there's a big question about who's on the side of wrong. Is it for WikiLeaks and those guys releasing it, or is it for the government not not responding to the manufacturers saying, hey, you have this hole.
Yes.
And instead saying, oh, yay, there's a hole. We don't have to work as hard to invade people's privacy and to get warrants and things for stuff that we want to find out.
Just to be pedantic real quick.
Yeah.
This was not released by either Snowden or WikiLeaks.
Right. It was in another bulk distribution.
Yeah, by the Shadow Brokers. How's that for a name?
Ah, I love that name. That should be like an evil empire, you know, rather than the Fortune 500.
That's going to be the next villain on Doctor Who.
It could be. Well, they already have the Shadow.
Bill.
Yeah.
Bill, get back in the TARDIS. The Shadow Brokers are coming.
Well, they already had the Shadow Proclamation, which was a place.
Exactly. Thank you.
You know.
And yes, I caught your reference, by the way.
There you go. So, by the way, for those that aren't familiar with that reference, which is everyone, we will be doing our double feature movie review towards the end of the show. And this week, we have two just gems of movies. We have Legendary, you know, and then we have Officer Down. Hey, Teresa. So look forward to those. You know.
Or don't.
Yeah, or don't. Mike, do you have a fidget spinner?
Not yet. It's on the way from China.
Okay, 'cause I heard some little fing, fing, fing. So I didn't know what you were doing. But maybe okay.
Vaping.
Okay.
And it was slightly behind on the video. So
that's why. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have those to look forward to. But I tell you what, I couldn't keep up with all the stuff coming at me today because of this. It's worse than what was it? Melissa? Remember the virus that was named after a stripper the guy couldn't get in bed?
Yes.
You know, so it's getting more press than that, which is impressive.
Yeah, especially because there was supposedly a stripper named Melissa.
Yeah.
Usually they're named like Butterscotch or
Lexus.
Cinnamon.
Butterscotch, Cinnamon, Lexus, Diamond, you know.
Shaniqua.
Shaquanda, Lamangelo, Orangelo. Those are obviously, you know, very famous names.
Monique and Unique,
yes.
the twins.
Well, that's what they named the twins. You know, that's not a performer. That's just nicknames. You know, but yeah, Porsche, that another good stripper name.
Mercedes, yes.
Mercedes, yeah. Pick a car brand, all right. Although you'll never find a stripper named Yugo or Pinto or, you know, or Volvo. No, that's too close to something else. You won't find those. Which, speaking of cars, all right, I'm going to have to get a picture of my daughter's VW Beetle and put it up because it is no more in this family. The piece of crap car is finally gone. She has moved up in the world. I bought from I started investing with all my clients. So, like, you know, if you're a client of mine, I'm going to buy from you when it's possible to buy from you whatever you sell. I just think that's good business.
Yeah.
I happened to take care of a car dealership, and I said, hey, I'm looking for a new car. And they said, hey, we got this nice one over here. And so, you know, made the deal. Everything was great. My daughter picked it up today. She moved out of a 2000 VW Beetle, which had been run hard, you know, and
a 17-year-old Volkswagen is not a good thing.
Well, normally they would be. I figured when we bought it, you know, a year and a half ago, that, you know, hey, VWs, they're known for quality. Those Germans, they got engineering down.
There's a reason I bought my Volkswagen in 2009. That's when Volkswagens became known for not burning oils, unlike previous Volkswagens.
You know what? If it burned oil, I wouldn't have been so upset with it. The problem is it burned antifreeze.
All
right. I mean, it burned antifreeze. I mean, you name it. If it was a fluid that went in, it came out.
Other than gas.
Yeah. So, you know, it was a horrible car, and we really got screwed over when we bought it. We bought it from a private seller, and it just was a bad deal. So I told the guy, I'm like, listen, she can't get ripped off again. That just is not going to happen. I'm not going to let that happen to her again. And we were under the thing of she is going to run it until it dies to try to get the money back out of it that we put into it. And so tonight when we traded it in, one of the salesmen, Keith, he's the one who moved it around and switched out the plates and everything. And so he actually had to physically move it from one location to the other. So he had to drive it. And I'm like, hey, Keith, what'd you think of that? And he goes, wow, you weren't shitting me when you said that it is scrap. Because they asked me how much I wanted for trade-in. And I said, well, I don't know, $100. I'm like, I think I'm ripping you off at $100. Like, Beck has a sticker in it from work that says $14.99, and she's not sure if it's worth that much.
Wow. Wow.
and when he came back, he goes, wow, you really did run it until it fell apart, didn't you? Because, well, the driver's side window would not come down. In fact, I had it stuck in place with blocks of wood and zip ties because, well, duct tape wouldn't hold it anymore. So that meant that the driver's side interior of the door would not go on, so it's sitting in the back seat. All of the cloth from the passenger's from the passenger side door is peeling off because it was getting so hot in the damn car that the glue was letting go. The roof fabric was falling down. The dashboard lit up like a Christmas tree every time he started it. The emergency brake didn't work. The tires were bald. It was leaking antifreeze. She was going through a gallon of antifreeze every 3 days.
Oh.
So
you saved money by getting rid of this car.
Exactly. Well, the sad thing is, I had already extended its life by 6 months by using some leak stop. So this is after it had already been treated once. So it was in bad shape. But now she's into a nice 2015 Nissan Versa. Is a perfect little car for her, in great shape. And she is just as happy as can be. So she got it tonight. We had to go and pick it up, so I had to take off a little bit early. So that turned out good, because the moment I walk in the door after doing all that, the wife was like, hey, do you have a little bit of time before your radio show starts to help me with a shelf? I'm like, okay. What's the matter with it? Well, you know those little pins that go in the side that hold the shelf up? Yeah, they're not working anymore.
Oh, so she wanted to help with an X shelf.
With re-engineering the shelf is what it needed. Because all the holes had so much weight on the shelf itself that they had fallen apart.
I do hereby declare that this is an X shelf.
I mean, the shelf was fine. The walls were screwed up, and the pins were begging for mercy. So I said, well, this won't work anymore. We're going to have to fix it. And so this will no longer be an adjustable shelf. This will be a fixed shelf. I'm going to have to make you some cleats to put on the sides of the cabinets that the shelf will just sit on. And we're going to call it a board now, because that's all it is. So in 30 minutes, I had to go cut 2 pieces of 2x2, screw them into the side of the, cabinets. When I'm laying on my side inside a cabinet, trying to hold a level, the board that I'm screwing up, the nail gun, having Beck try and reach over me to hold the shelf up, because there's no way with these cleats in place that you can take that shelf out. So I have to put the cleats in while the shelf is there, but levitated above them. Oh, God, my shoulder hurts. I was in such a weird position. I hate doing that.
Yeah.
I really hate doing that. But I do it. Because yesterday was Mother's Day, and she had a good day, and I can't have the day after be a bad day. So, plus, she didn't get her present yet, because it didn't come today. It was supposed to be delivered today, and it didn't arrive yet. And she's already going to be mad at me because we said we weren't going to buy each other presents for birthdays or holidays or anything. We were going to put that money towards, vacations. But I knew she really wanted something, so I went ahead and bought it. But I screwed up because I thought it was Prime shipping, and it wasn't Prime shipping.
Oh.
Oh, not going to make that mistake again.
Oh, I hate that.
But she's getting, and she knows she's getting, so it's not a surprise. She is getting a stationary vacuum. Mike, have you seen these things?
The frick is a stationary vacuum?
A stationary vacuum is something that they use in them in hair salons and dog grooming places, anywhere where you're sweeping up a lot of hair and dust and everything else.
Oh, it's like, it looks kind of like an ATM with a thing at the bottom, and when you sweep in front of it, it sucks it up.
Yes.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. But if your wife wants one,
hey,
you are a saint for getting it for her. If Kim asked me for that, I'd be like, woman, here's a shop vac.
Well, see,
ain't nothing in this house cleaning wise stationary.
Well, here's the thing: is she, the vacuum just doesn't cut it on the hardwood floors sometimes. Because it just doesn't sometimes. And so she has this Norwix. Have you heard of this, Mike? It's this hippy-dippy stuff. That it's chemical-free cleaning supplies. And they have this dust mop.
Dear sweet Jesus.
She just loves. And I will say this. It's wider than a typical dust mop. So it doesn't take as long.
So you are the only person in the world that found a gluten-free vacuum.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's a little crunchy, that's for sure. A little granola crunchy. So she likes using that, but then she's been carrying around the cordless Dyson that we still have, that's just holding on to life barely. Because it doesn't have enough of a charge to actually vacuum the floor, but it's got enough of a charge to suck up the dust in front of the dust mop. But that's something else she has to carry around. So that's when she sent me this stationary vacuum. And first she sent it to me as a joke, and I didn't realize it was a joke. And so I started researching it and reading the reviews, and people just love it, Mike. I tell you what, I'll do a video review of it, and you can see it working.
Okay.
Because with 4 dogs here, that gives it a pretty good workout.
Fair enough.
Which, by the way, on the subject of animals, all right, and this is not technically, it's not technically getting you to buy a llama or move to a farm. So this is good news for you. Although your wife might look at it as a challenge. I found someone who is more of a zoo household than you. Who has a broader history and wilder animal history than even you, Mike the Ape Man. Unless I don't know something.
Go ahead, lay it on me.
All right, so Bill at work, he currently has dogs, cats. I don't have the number, but I know multiples of each. All right. Also has frogs, but he says they're outdoor frogs, so that's okay because he has a pond in the backyard. And they're not parrots. They're what they call miniature parrots.
Wouldn't that be a parakeet?
Well, no, it's not a parakeet. It's something else. It's like the same exact shape and everything of a parrot, but smaller. I don't know. He said it was a really weird name that I can't remember. But anyway, his wife just had to have him after they had already discussed not having any more birds because their last bird just died.
Ah.
So now she wants a pig.
Yeah.
Little house pig.
Good luck with that.
All right. She's already looking.
Okay. Apparently, they are called parrotlets.
That's it. Yeah, parrotlets. Mm-hmm. He's got 2 of those.
Thank God Kimberly is not home.
Now, but wait.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare even think about sharing this, because we've already got a bird.
You got Mr. Bird already. That's fine. But let me tell you the list of other ones.
Don't even tip her off to these. I'm telling you right now.
They're pretty expensive.
Average cost $100 to $300.
Yes.
Okay? So, but do not tip her off to this. Because if these are miniature parrots, that means they talk. Mr. Bird don't talk. He whistles. He don't talk. I don't want no talking bird in my house.
According to what I was told, only the males talk when they get older, not the females.
I don't care.
Okay. So,
by the way,
yeah,
miniature parrots are also known as parakeets.
Okay.
So just pointing out, little known fact, a parakeet is actually a parrot.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So what's the difference between a parakeet and a parrotlet then?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm just saying, a parakeet is actually a parrot.
So now, I asked him, I'm like, oh, so you guys like animals? And he goes, oh, dear Lord. And I'm like, oh, I want to know the inventory now. And he goes, oh, well, we've had just about everything. So his daughter had a lizard when she was younger, which became the family lizard. Hate those things. All right. Of course, gerbils, hamsters. They had a ferret, Mike. All right. Don't care for ferrets. All right. But this one got me. This one, I didn't understand how they got this. They had ducks. Indoor ducks.
Oh, no. Nay. And, Colin, just an FYI, a parrotlet is actually a smaller version. So you go parrot, parakeet, parrotlet.
Ah.
So it's a miniature parakeet.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Why not just get a parakeet?
Why don't they just call it a teacup parrot? But, so I mean, you know, that was always fun. And his wife also wants a horse. So she's on the lookout for a pig and a horse.
It's no.
I was half tempted to send him the article about the farm in Canada.
You should, because his wife sounds like he'd be in more trouble than I would.
So
his wife may take it serious.
Oh, she would. She would.
She may divorce him to go live there. We don't even know if that farm is still available. Somebody had to have jumped on that by now.
I would think so. So. Oh, yeah, it is your vape thing. It just, when it's vaporized, it sounds like a fidget spinner going around and around.
By the way,
I tried to adjust my compressor so it wouldn't pick up.
Oh, no, I don't care. It's just, no, I don't care. It's just, I had been, trying to figure it out. I'm like, yeah.
By the way, I did finally break down and buy myself a fidget cube.
Oh, you did?
So I do have the little cube.
Becca got, you got the cube.
You have the cube.
One, not the spinner.
No, I got one of those too, but I bought that one from Loot.
Oh, okay. Becca got one from work because it was somewhat broken.
Uh-huh.
One of the spinny parts wouldn't spin. And so they're like, we're just going to throw it away. Do you want it? And she was like, yeah. So she was kind of excited. She likes free stuff from work.
Yeah, I found them for like $2 on Amazon as like add-on items. So I just got ahead and I ordered them. I'm just waiting for them to get here. They'll probably get here sometime next month.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was a hoax or not, but I read somewhere that the actual original inventor of the fidget spinner, at least the spinner, isn't making a dime off of it because she couldn't afford the $300 filing fee for the copyright.
Wow. That is the plot line for Envy right there.
I mean, it was.
Hey, you don't.
Sad.
$500 you could get in. We've got the name for the product, Vaporize. How do you have a name for a product you don't have? And then next thing you know, Jack Black is living on a mansion with a purple horse, and Ben Stiller is living in squalor.
Yeah.
So that's actually a good idea, Mike. A fidget spinner built into a vape.
Well, somebody made a fidget spinner iPhone case.
Well, I could see that taking off. Well, I could see it taking off if the FDA doesn't crack down on this stuff yet, right? Because there's still the pending FDA issue, if the FDA even continues to exist.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So let's so James Comey.
Yeah.
I just
No.
the only reason I'm even bringing this up is because the memes about these senators who are all about how James Comey should be fired, and now that he is, they're like Trump is wrong for firing him. I can't. If you Chuck Schumer in New York was so vehement that Comey didn't do his job, he should be fired, and there are tweets and articles and everything, and now that he's fired, he is blasting Trump for firing him.
Yeah.
This guy just signed his exit papers from office.
Now, my favorite, though, is what happened today. Now, I have no idea if this really happened or not. This did come from the Washington Post. But I don't know if the story, because it's hilarious. So, Trump had a couple Russians, the Russian ambassador and stuff.
I was going to say white Russians?
At the Oval Office. And I'm not sure how this dialogue was supposed to get to us because they didn't allow any press there. They had Russian press there taking pictures of them. But apparently the dialogue went something like Trump saying, "Oh, I get all kinds of great intelligence. People come give me intelligence all the time. Here's this one." And then giving intelligence directly to the Russian ambassador, stating actual stuff he got from the CIA.
Yeah, so allegedly he told them that there is a terrorist threat involving laptops on planes.
I
I
did kind of hear that.
And allegedly he told the Russians about this, but like you said, this was behind closed doors.
Who exactly?
With no press. Who found out about this?
Oh no.
And then the news right after that was supposedly, if you've watched any of the daily briefings or daily press, whatever they call them, with Spicy.
Yeah.
Spicy's story time, whatever you want to call it. Apparently he has been his tone has changed the last couple of days.
Well, he had some very short ones.
Yes.
And at one point, they threatened to just do releases.
Well,
just give paper releases.
Well, he was giving a lot of standard answers of, I don't know the president's position on that, or I've already told you the president's position on that, and left it. So now the rumors are that there are several people that may be on the chopping block from the White House. including Spicy, Kellyanne Conway, Steve Bannon, the chief of staff, who Parabas or whatever.
Prubis.
Him too.
Yes.
And somebody else. So all the people that SNL has revived their show making fun of are apparently on the chopping block and may be gone before August, if not sooner. That's what they're being told.
Yeah.
That's what the press is being told. Just when Melissa McCarthy was getting into her groove.
Well, they say that's the character she's going to be known for.
Well, and it's funny too, like Sean Spicer apparently hiding in a bush.
Yeah.
Have you seen where people are printing out cutouts of his head and just placing them in bushes randomly?
No, all I kept seeing was the Homer Simpson hiding in bushes replaced with his head.
Yeah. So I actually have all intentions of printing out a cutout and putting it in my neighbor's bush just to see if he notices.
As I say, does he have a "Make America Great Again" sign in his front yard? Because that would be even better.
Well, see, here's the thing. Well, first of all, this is a neighbor that I get along with.
Ah, okay.
Right. But I don't actually know his political stance. And I think this would just be an interesting way to kind of break the ice on that.
Yeah.
Because he'll know it was me. Because nobody else would have the nerve to go over onto his property and do something like that. But it's cool. For a show that doesn't like to talk about politics, we tend to touch on politics a lot lately.
Yeah.
And I think it's because there's really no way to avoid it.
No, there isn't. I mean,
right.
you could say you're going to try to avoid it, and you can't help it. I mean, it dominates so much of mainstream media and everything else. I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about Daddy of Five? I mean, really? Are we going to talk about those animals? I mean,
no.
Plus, it's already over by the time it gets to us, so, I tell you what we can talk about. We can talk about Amazon Alexa. Cancel.
You're going to get that new one, aren't you?
Well, I was looking at... Okay, there have been two new ones that we need to talk about. First one we need to talk about, I think, has a very vain audience, and that's the Echo Look. All right? This is the one which is basically the selfie camera version that came out.
I didn't know about that one.
A little bit ago, yeah. It is essentially a... here, let me bring it up here. So it's this one right here. So it's got a camera on the unit, and it will take pictures of you in outfits and tell you which one to wear in the morning.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, this is...
Hell no! I only have so many pajamas, damn it.
Yeah, I mean, it is 100% aimed at women. Millennial women who would be posting these pictures on Instagram anyway, or Snapchat or whatever. All right? So for all you conspiracy theory guys who think the government is trying to get into your house, all right, this one, they're just plain putting a camera in there. All right? Amazon wants to put a camera in your house.
Microsoft already did with the Xbox One.
I agree. All right. Now, that's all this thing does is take pictures of you, and then will tell you on your smartphone which one you should wear, which one looks better for you, by doing a whole bunch of calculations about your face, your skin tone, and everything, the colors on it.
That's not the one I thought you were going to get.
Well,
I didn't even know about this one.
I would never get this one because I don't look good in anything. I know this. All right. I just pick what I look least worse in. All right. Usually it's what's clean. Now, the one that I do like, but I will not buy now, is the Amazon View. Now, that is the one with the 7-inch screen on it.
Oh, no, the show.
The Amazon show. Now, now everybody knows I like my Echoes. Okay, I've got one down here in the office. I've got one in the garage. They are great tools. I use them for music all the time. And I've even got the one down here hooked up so that I can command and control my Plex when it's playing on my television. All right, that is really awesome to just say, hey, play Doctor Who episode, blah, blah, blah. And it'll go, all right, cool, on it. And boom, it starts playing. You know, that's great. Now, I like where they're going with the Echo Show. All right. They have this little 7-inch touchscreen integrated in with basically an Echo unit. So it's got some good parts to it. You know, I like that it's a digital picture frame, so it can like live in your landscape a little bit better. It's not just this tube or this puck that's going to take up a little bit of space. You know, now they say that it's got a fuller, richer, better speaker on it.
It has dual speakers.
2 speakers on it. It's still got the Bluetooth connectivity, so if you still want to hook it up to your whole house stereo, you can. It adds a camera as well because now you've got video conferencing built into it. And I will tell you that now they've brought this Echo Call or this Alexa Call feature to all their Echo devices and anyone that's running the Alexa app. So even if you don't have an Echo, but you have the Alexa app loaded, you can use this free voice over IP basically solution. It is still very much in beta though, even though they say this is production. That thing is still beta. I don't care what they say. Because old host of the show, Nate, and I played with it a little bit, just leaving messages with each other because we could never really hit each other while we were home. It was a little muddied, but it's a microphone which is trying to capture the entire room, so it's not going to be crystal clear. You already know that. But, I mean, it does a good job. And the little green light on the ring does show up when you've got a message waiting for you. So that's kind of cool. But it's still got a lot of problems because you can't call from one Echo device to another in the same house unless they're on different accounts. You know, just like I can't transfer my playing music from one to the other.
Okay, that's just dumb. But see, no, I like how they're doing a 2-pack of these now. See, now if you could call one another and basically use these as a video intercom as well, that's a nifty little feature.
Yeah, and they say that they are working.
I don't want it.
That. They say
I don't want it. Let's be very clear. I don't want that because one would go at Kim's desk, one would go at my desk, and then all.
And then you just got video wife.
You don't hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah. You know. And she would say, well, why don't you let me barge in? Why can't I drop in? Why don't you have drop-in turned on? Because I don't want you to see. I don't want you to drop in.
Daddy's working.
Because drop-in to me is the piece that I understand its use for nurseries, for the elderly. I would never, ever enable that in my house. All right? Married, but still need my alone time sometimes. All right? Nobody's dropping in on me unannounced. All right, that's not going to happen.
I ring the doorbell every other Monday.
So, you know, and I know you're coming here, so, you know, I'm good with that. I don't care about that, but I'm not gonna have this thing sitting on my desk and all of a sudden there's Mom. I'm like, wait, I'm not 13 at home again. Don't open the door. All right. No, I don't want that again. That's not happening. But I'm looking forward to version number 2 because they did the same. I think they're going to do the same thing because, you know, I got the Echo Classic here, so it's the big speaker, which is great. I like this. It works great in my office where I don't have a Bluetooth speaker system. I don't have a big surround sound system to hook it up to. It's perfect. The sound is great for me in here. In my garage, I have a stereo system already hooked up, speakers in the ceiling, and so the Dot works great there, and the Dot was kind of like V2. All right? It's got the 1/8 inch out. It's got the Bluetooth out. That worked great there. They saw, hey, everybody likes this, but they want to be able to move the output to another device that they like even better. So what I'm seeing with the Echo Show is that V2 is going to have either some type of cast option or even an HDMI out option. That's going to allow you to take the output and send it to a TV.
No.
And boom, there's your new Fire Stick.
That's an expensive damn Fire Stick.
Well, I'm just saying, I think that now turns it into a really useful home automation system.
See, I look at this device as is, and I think this would be good for like in a kitchen or someplace where you wouldn't have space for a big TV, but you may want that YouTube cooking video to be watched. Or you want to play Pandora. You know, that's where I see it.
Well, yeah, but for most of those things, you've already got your tablet, and you're just going to set it on the counter.
Well, maybe.
I mean, because I'll tell you what, one of the cute ideas that my wife used was she had a cookbook stand. All right. Well, it was just a little stand that you could set your cookbook in so that while you're baking or whatever, you've got it open all ready for you to the page that you want. Well, that thing holds a tablet perfectly. So that's what she does if she wants a recipe or something off of her tablet, or Pinterest, of course. So her tablet just sits in that cookbook stand. I don't need to spend another $250 to have another one that she can't pick up and take with her. Or check her email, So I just see that it could be improved. And I know that the option to cast is, I just think it's a logical thing.
Yeah.
But if you get Netflix, because right now they're already saying that you can watch Amazon videos on it. All right, you can watch YouTube videos on it. Nobody's going to be content with a 7-inch screen. Nobody's going to be happy with just a 7-inch screen, because that's an iPad Mini.
Or a
Kindle Fire HD.
Yeah, I mean, why not just use that?
Yeah. So they're going to want to be able to send this bigger.
Right. So if you did add features like we talked about, I'm not 100% sold on the casting. I think it's got it's got a benefit, but I don't think you need an HDMI out. Maybe cast to a Fire Stick.
Possibly. Possibly, and then you're selling 2 devices for the price of,
But if you made it able to be an intercom, a 2-way intercom, or be able to call from device to device, so you get one, give it one to your parents, and boom, now you've got.
Well, yeah, and if you give one
video phone,
you already got that as long as they're on separate accounts. I mean, they just have to be different email addresses, but email addresses are a dime a dozen nowadays, so that's not a big deal. You don't even have to have an Amazon Prime membership to run these things, so that's not a huge issue. I don't think. As long as you don't want the audio stuff with it. But yeah, I think it definitely has its place. I just am interested to see where they go from here. I was surprised that they came out with 2 new models at one time. I was really expecting them to just come out with one new model, maybe a slight upgrade on the Dot or something.
Well, look, that camera one, that's going to die quickly.
I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking that is such a fad, man. They're going to sell like 5 and then say, all right, we tried. It didn't work.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not giving away a free Fire phone with each camera.
Yeah. It's just a horrible idea. But that's a guy's perspective. Maybe women out there want that. We have a huge female audience. So obviously, make a comment on the Facebook thread if you want Amazon to recommend what you should wear in the morning. All right? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear from you. Do you want Amazon telling you what you look good in?
Ooh, yeah, that seems like I just realized how bad of an idea this is for Amazon. They're putting themselves in the official position of having to answer women's questions of,
does this make me look fat?
Yes.
I don't think you're ever going to get something on your phone going, that outfit makes you look horrendous.
Eventually.
Or listen, Shamu, put the spandex back in the drawer. I don't think it's going to tell them that.
No, here you go. Have it come with a jumpsuit. No, hear me out. Listen.
Okay.
But the jumpsuit has like a pattern on it that would allow look to see your measurements, your proportions.
Okay.
Okay. Then it could recommend new clothes and tell you what size would fit and show you what it would look like on you.
Yep.
Yes, I'm asking too much. But if you're going to sell an Amazon fashion assistant, that's what it's labeled as.
Yeah.
Then you got to think outside the box. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, so just like they have that portable landing pad for their drones that you're supposed to bring out and set down in your yard.
Now, how long before these cameras get hacked and you see pictures of women, which lingerie do I look better in?
Yeah.
This one or this one?
Well, and that's what I'm curious if anyone is gonna do that. You know, they of course on the ad they show them in dresses and pantsuits and things like that. But I'm curious if there's gonna be anybody out there that actually does say, okay, which G-string looks better on me? Please, Amazon, tell me.
Of course there will be. Why? Because there are vain people that love the Kardashians. Those are the kind of people that are going to do this crap.
I know. You know what? I got into a YouTube spiral the other day, and I was watching a video on. They took 3 guys and they had them diet and exercise like Marvel superhero actors for 30 days, and it was a bit disappointing because they didn't show the workout routines very much, and 2, these guys were already in good shape. These guys needed to lose about 15 to 20 pounds. All right. Losing 15 to 20 pounds in a month when it's your goal is not that hard. All right. When you know you're on TV and you're going to be in even on the internet, it's going to be, shown, you put in the effort and you do it. So did they lose weight? Yes. All right. Did they look like Chris Pratt? No. But in the related videos, there was one of, we took these 3 women and did the Kardashian diet for 30 days. And I almost clicked on it from just the before and after videos because I really wanted to hear these women bitching.
I am getting so bad when I go to YouTube that if I see a video I like, I right click and open it in a new tab because I don't want to lose something that has already been recommended for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I have done that too. When it gets that bad. Oh, it's man.
All right, so we had a celebrity death today, and no points were awarded. Curly Bill.
Yeah.
AKA the mayor from Sin City. AKA Colonel from Red Dawn. I can't believe I forgot that one. Powers Booth passed away. The age of 63, I think.
Yeah, something like that, I think. No, 68.
68.
68. Yep, 68.
Terrible.
And honestly, I'm not that familiar with this celebrity because those movies just aren't in my. Yeah, Red Dawn, yeah, I saw it a long time ago. It's not one of those that I'll sit and rewatch all the time. Just not in my wheelhouse of characters, really. So,
It was on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think I saw him there.
He was on the same. He was on he was like the head of Hydra.
Yeah.
And he was like a senator or a congressman or assemblyman or something.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
But yeah, he was on the same season that Bill Paxton was on. So, is there a Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. curse that we don't know about?
There very well could be. I mean, it's...
I mean, Patton Oswalt's already been affected because she's doing penance on MST3K.
Well, maybe
Sorry,
he just wants to...
I couldn't resist that
Maybe
one.
he just wants to get closer to... what's her name?
As I told Shaggy earlier, I look at Twitter, I see all the people I respect talking about how much they're loving Mystery Science Theater. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Basically, as far as I can tell, looking at the internet, it's you two.
I'm not sure who you follow. Yeah. Well, we have breaking show news as well. Mike, you know this, and probably like 3 other people know this, but we now have a show Instagram account.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's real active, isn't it, Mike? Posted like one picture.
And you kind of have to when you sign up. They make you.
Well, no, this one...
Post your first picture.
No, I posted a crappy garage. So.
Oh, yeah. Kim wanted to know how much shipping on the lattice to New Jersey would be.
That is destined for the pergola. I just talked to my dad about that the other day. And, yeah, that has been sitting in the garage for a year, waiting for the right weather. No. So, yeah, it's got to be certain type of weather to do lattice work.
Right.
So, but, yeah. The garage was just, it's still not clean. It's nowhere near. Yeah. I did get rid of a lot of cardboard, but that's about it.
Kim did say she was very impressed at how all your tools were very neatly in one area. And I said that you can see.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of them are in bags or on shelves. But the ones that you can see are the ones that I get to most often. But the reason why the garage is so full is because the garage sale was not a success.
I'm sorry.
It was a pretty large failure. So for those of you that saw us or that followed at least me on Facebook, I might have put it on the show page. I don't remember. But we had a huge blowout garage sale. All right? At least that was the design. And this was a garage sale that men would like. All right? Now, usually you go garage sailing, and Mike, I don't know if you've ever been dragged along garage sailing with the wife or not. Colin, I don't know if you ever went with your mom when you were younger. All right, but usually...
Oh, no, I've been dragged worse. I've been dragged driving around the neighborhood the day before a bulk pickup.
Oh, okay, looking for things.
To see if anybody was getting rid of something that we could use.
Ah, okay, even
that is bad. That's how we got our first patio set.
Ah, so Kim is a certified hoarder. But my thing is always when I had to go to garage sales, either with my mom or with my wife, whatever. There was never anything for me. All right. Every once in a while, maybe you'd find a dartboard or a poster or a little bit of liquor, nostalgia, a mirror or something, something to go around a bar. But it was very few and far between. Most of the time, you found old lady tchotchkes, you found old lady clothes, baby clothes, strollers and cribs and crap like that. And just a bunch of general junk that you don't want. I mean, you couldn't even find tools or anything like that in there. All right. So when my wife started having garage sales here, I'm like, well, I've got stuff I want to get rid of, and I think it's going to bring people in. Because if we advertise it as man sale, then people will be interested and they'll come to the garage sale. Now, last time we had one, this worked. All right. My wife was already having the garage sale, and I said, oh, I've got some stuff to get rid of. So I threw a few speakers out there. I had an old amp I threw out there. I had some computer parts I threw out there. I sold out in 3 hours, Mike. Everything was gone and at full price. All right. I didn't get Jewed down or nothing. All right.
All right. Well, wait. Okay. I let you slide on a BS earlier. And so, Bean.
I agree.
What? That Jewed down?
Two beans.
Oh, they're over there.
Okay, well,
that's not a 4-letter word. It's only 3.
It's not a nice word.
no, that's depending if you have an apostrophe. That's either 4 or 5.
Okay. So, they are very hard, by the way. Very, very hard right now. So,
Well, you choose. I found a list
yeah.
of ways to make sure that your yard sale fails.
Oh, okay.
Way number 1: schedule your yard sale during a holiday weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Because your neighbors are going to cancel that 4th of July vacation just because you're having a garage sale. Collect stuff to sell 10 minutes before the customers arrive. Don't advertise your sale. Price items for at least as much as you paid, as much as you bought them for. And refuse to bargain.
Yep.
Because as it says here, people go to garage sales to bargain.
Yep.
They actually don't want to buy anything. They want to bargain for stuff.
Oh, people do love to bargain. I sold some of the wife's stuff cheap. But I had a little bidding war on the speakers the first time around. So
Now,
yep.
My favorite, the one year we've had 2 garage sales here. The first year we actually did pretty well. The second was a town garage sale, right? And they you paid like $20, and the town published a list the week before and a map where everything was. Yeah, sounds great. Not when you're one of 3 houses on this side of town that is having a garage sale.
Oh, no.
Because then they don't come here.
No.
But the first year, I got the guy that got there early, set aside some stuff. People were interested in it, stood there talking to me, saying, oh, no, I'm going to buy these. And then after everybody left, decides he's going to start bargaining with me.
Well, yeah. Oh,
I told him get out. I threw him out. I refused to sell. You going to play that game?
Should.
Get out. Get out.
Yep. No, as you should. So, like I said, first year went really well. I sold everything. This year I was high anticipation because I was doing even better this time. I had tons of stuff put together, and I mean, to give you an example of the stuff I had that was in that picture, I had network switches, and not bad ones. I had gig switches out there. All right. I had routers, cable modems. I had 2 amplifiers. I had DJ lights, good stuff too, just stuff I wasn't using anymore. I had a touchscreen monitor that was out there. Now, granted, it was a single touch USB. It was a 15-inch USB touchscreen, but hey, if you want to start playing with it, I had it priced at $15. All right. I had a box of video cards, like a shoebox full of video cards, and the shoebox said $2 a piece. All right. Unless otherwise marked, because I had 2 cards that were fairly, they were PCI Express. They were, the newer PCI Express cards, and I think they were 4 gig cards, and I had like $4 on those. So I was giving things away, and I had a chop saw. I had, oh God, I can't even remember everything I had. Oh, I had lighting controllers for my old DJ light set. You name it, I had it. The only thing I didn't have out there, because I didn't have time to do it, was I didn't have full PCs and laptops. I didn't have time to get them ready. Otherwise, there would have probably been 4 or 5 PCs and probably 3 laptops out there, which they'll be ready for the next time. And next time there will be at least 1 laser printer out there with extra toners. All right. That's the kind of stuff that I have in my garage sale. In fact, a family came up and the wife goes, "Oh, look, honey, that looks like a perfect corner for you," which is where all my stuff was. My stuff was like 3 tables worth in the corner of the driveway. And he goes, "Oh yeah, finally something for me." And that's what basically every guy walked up and said, "Wow, never have anything for me in here." They didn't buy anything. But, I had a box of CDs, $1 a piece. And I would have given them away for 2 for 1. All right. 80s and country music.
Oh, Lord. I had a bunch of DVDs at our one garage sale. And somebody asked me do you have any Jackie Chan? Oh, wait a minute. I may have some. Hold on. Let me go inside. Ran inside and checked and opened them up to make sure they weren't backup copies of old Blockbuster and Netflix videos.
Yeah, I had to check those too.
Oh, sorry, I don't. Actually, I have one. Oh, I love Jackie Chan. How much is this? $1. Right, have fun.
I had somebody go, "Oh, you don't have any wireless cards for computers?" I'm like, I don't have any out here. I'll be right back. Ran inside, found a wireless G PCI card, went back out. Here, this $1. All right, $1. And he goes, "Oh, I don't think that'll fit in mine. Mine flips up."
My.
You mean a laptop? He goes, "No, it's not a laptop, but it flips up." I'm pretty sure that's a laptop.
That's one of those weird gateways that they made where could not be fit on anybody's lap.
I'm like, sorry, I don't have any USB Wi-Fi dongles because I actually still use those. But I'm like, sorry, I went and got this for you. Buy it now. It's $1. It's less than a soda at McDonald's with tax. It's $1. Take it from me, please. And so, so it didn't sell much. So I boxed everything up because usually they all goes to Goodwill. Usually it does. This time I'm like, no, I actually have decent crap to sell. And if I give it all to Goodwill, I won't have much for next time. Because the problem is there were 6 different subdivisions all having sales at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Spread all over the town. And 3 of them were in rich neighborhoods. So everybody flocks to the rich neighborhood because they think the rich people are going to just give away their stuff. And the rich people have the problem of that last one. They price it at what they bought it for. So Bunny thinks that her fur jacket is still worth $400 at a garage sale and isn't willing to negotiate.
No. Yeah.
And those are the ones that are just selling Avon. So,
Well, we're talking about our next garage sale is actually just going to be we're not going to call it a garage sale. We're going to call it a pop-up shop.
Inventory reduction sale?
Yep. Because we are going to sell, but we're going to have an entire section set up of Butterstown stuff. Hey, you want a mug? We can make this mug for you right now.
Yeah, that's good. Made to order.
5 minutes. And buy a mug. By the way, you'll get a free network card. Here you go.
Exactly. Hey, why don't you sell cup of coffee, $6, mug, personalized mug included?
What? Excuse me?
Yeah. Why don't
How much you think? No. A cup of coffee, $6 if you like a personalized mug.
Oh, okay. Well,
if you'd like it in a personalized mug.
All right, well, fine. So is it $20 cup of coffee, personalized mug included?
I like the way you think.
I mean, because that way you're just selling coffee.
Yep.
And just say, oh, you want a donut? How about a personalized plate for that donut? That'll be a $35 donut on your personalized plate.
We don't do plates.
If you want to make more money,
how about personalized napkins?
If you want to make more money, you can feed the coffee beans first to some of your animals.
Yes, you need a monkey.
No, not the monkey. Just do it for other animals.
No, there's this monkey though that they get.
I know that's the point. But if monkey ones were worth that much money, how about Mr. Bird?
That'd take a long time to pass.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
I've been working on this special blend for 2 years.
We could call it Bird Brew.
Yeah, unfortunately, coffee beans would kill Mr. Bird, but they don't need to know that.
No, they don't.
I'll just be a bag of coffee with a picture of the bird on the front.
Well, I was watching this was a while ago, but I was watching a thing it was an English show, of course, and they were talking about bottled water. They were talking about how there's very lax laws in what you can sell for bottled water, because you can basically sell tap water as bottled water, all right? As long as it's labeled as such. But you can put anything else you want on the label. So you can say like super energy, go juice, all right, on your bottle of tap water and sell it. And so they did a test. One day they filled up their bottles from the tap and just put tap brand water. And they were selling them for, I think, a nickel or whatever that is in England. All right. They couldn't give the stuff away. All right. The next day, they printed out their own fancy labels and called it Premium Glacier Crisp, Energy Boost Water. And had this great logo with this goat on a mountaintop. And they sold it for £1 a piece. And they sold out in like 3 hours. So it's all in labeling, Mike.
Yeah.
Put Mr. Bird on the pot, and you're in business.
Okay. I think we're going to try that.
Now,
dihydrogen oxide enhanced.
Yes. Just say hot filtered dihydrogen oxide enhanced.
Well, if you're going to do that, then you can sell dihydrogen monoxide free. As just an empty bottle. So smooth, you don't even know you're drinking it.
All right. Speaking of bad ideas. All right. There was Now, we've talked about, I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's been a huge breakout of measles again. Have you guys seen this headline going around?
Oh, yeah.
All right, and it's all basically they're making it they're saying that it's due to a big movement in that particular state of anti-vaxxers. All right. Now, I was reading this article that basically said there's no good way to kill a bad idea. And it kind of reminded me of that because, as we can all agree that the anti-vaxxer claim, the thing that vaccines cause autism has been denounced, right? I mean, we all agree to that study that was once published has been debunked time and time and time again.
Yes.
The guy was found out to be a fraud. It didn't stop anybody. And so this article, talks not only just about that movement, but about, political decisions and everything else, that once someone's idiotic plan is in motion, it's almost impossible to have them stop. And that oftentimes that motion just picks up more and more motion, which is incredible that stupidity breeds stupidity. We do see it, but it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't that the whole premise behind? Was it Coney 2012, the Invisible Children?
I know that there was a whole lot of fact checking that went on with that, and it was found that it was not nearly to the level that it was advertised as being. And that while there was a dictator in that country, it wasn't, that taking him out of power would have been even worse, I think is what I read, but I don't quote me on that because I could be wrong. They say whether you're a politician trying to make Congress see sense or simply a manager trying to halt an atrocious team-building plan, there's simply no foolproof way to kill a terrible idea. Now, Colin and I have seen this at work.
Yes.
Many times. That, no matter how much logic, reasoning, statistics, anything you throw at something, sometimes bad ideas have to be made.
Yes.
And
this isn't something just always affects. I mean, I have had many a bad idea.
Oh yeah, no, we're not immune to bad ideas.
Yes.
I mean, we had. For example, the time that I had a listener come in and help co-host the show. That was a long time ago, but that was a horrible idea. All right, that guy was crazy. The time that I thought it was a great idea to start drinking vodka on the show when Colin's sister was there.
Yes.
That was a horrible idea.
Yes.
We've all had bad ideas.
That was horrible vodka, too.
Yeah, it was really bad. And Colin and I used to be a great sanity check for each other. Because a lot of times we would stop each other.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the time, though. Some of the times we each recognized, hey, we got to let him figure it out on his own, that this isn't going to work. Mike, do you have that? I mean, not necessarily we'll say at your workplace, but in general in your life?
Oh, every day of my life.
It's just...
I have more bad ideas than there are breaths in the day.
No.
It's true. Some of my ideas are just, I know, even before I say it, I know it's a bad idea. But I still feel the need to say it.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
Because I don't want that idea living in my head.
Yeah.
And at work, listen, I work with a bunch of engineers. Bad ideas are inherently commonplace because you have to recognize any potential problem.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to speak about the bad ideas. You have to play the what if game.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes a bad idea actually turns out to be genius. I actually have an example here.
Okay.
So, in the Finns, they're having this thing where people kept making larger and larger packs of beer.
Okay.
So the largest up to that point was 99 cans of beer in a single pack that you could take home.
All right. So that's quite a bit of beer.
So a company named Hartwell decided to one-up it, and they had 100 pack. So 100 beers. So this other company was looking at it, thinking this is just stupid. Said, why don't we just have 1,000 pack? Well, people wanted the 1,000 pack.
Of course they did.
So they had to make them.
Of course they did.
You can only buy it if you're close enough for them to deliver it. And apparently it's actually more than 1,000 because it didn't
Yeah.
didn't fit. But yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
if you're in Finland and you want some beer,
now even though they weren't really bad ideas, a good example here is Woot's April Fool's Day pranks.
Yeah. Ideas that they thought were so dumb,
Woot or Think Geek?
Thinky.
Think Geek, you're right.
Yeah.
So, a perfect example was the iPad gaming cabinet.
Yep.
That was the first one that I remember, and people were mad that it wasn't real.
Oh.
So, and it's genius because Think Geek puts this out as a joke. Doesn't have to do any kind of market research because it's inherently done. They don't do any development, and if they get a huge response, then they go and do it.
Well, same with the 8-bit tie. Who wants a tie with square, that's square, that's blocky? But it was so damn popular, they had to make it.
And I would just like to say I was very disappointed that in the 3 or 4 seasons of the IT Crowd, Moss never wore an 8-bit tie.
Yeah. They had plenty of other Think Geek stuff in there, though. So that's that.
Tangent.
Yes.
I am now on board with Richard Ayoade being the next Doctor.
Oh, good, because I'm pretty sure he's not going to be.
Yeah.
Of course not.
No. I think they've already got it figured out. And Mike, did you see the most recent episode, Oxygen?
Yes.
Colin, you see it?
Yep.
All right. I don't know if we should discuss it or not, because some people probably haven't seen it because it was just out last night. But
Okay, spoiler alert.
yes. So if you haven't seen the latest Doctor Who, please tune out now. Come back in about 5 minutes. All right.
And it wasn't last night. It was
Saturday.
Was it Saturday?
Saturday.
Saturday. Sorry, I watched it. I guess I did watch Saturday night. But it's really difficult to keep up with their schedule because they keep changing it. So I don't fault anybody for not knowing when it was on. Because a week before it was on a Friday, and then it was Saturday, and who knows when the next one's going to be on. But anyway, so now we're going to see the Doctor with a disability. Okay, or with a handicap, whatever you want to call it. Because now he's blind. This is interesting, and it begs the question, are they going to regenerate the Doctor prior to the Christmas special? Because there's been rumors that they will do it as the last episode of the season, and then the new Doctor's first full episode will be the Christmas special. Do you guys see that happening?
No. Because I'm sure they'll regenerate his eyes much sooner than that.
Well, I mean, he's only got like 4 episodes left in this run, right?
Yeah. I mean, he regenerated much, much worse than that.
Well, he regenerated a hand, but then he almost had to be killed to do it.
And that was just in the middle of the regeneration.
Yeah.
But, no,
well, I'm sorry. No,
you're combining the two.
Yeah, I'm combining the two. Sorry.
Yes.
And then he healed himself from getting shot by sending the excess energy into the hand. But those are the only 2 times we've really seen him heal himself.
All he has to do is put his sonic sunglasses back on, and they can act as eyes for him.
Well, and that's, I think, what he's going to be doing, because we saw that in the preview for the next week.
Missed that one.
Is that he's going to be wearing the glasses all the time. And Bill asked him, are you just so cool that you can't take them off now? Or something along those lines. And so, but he's getting called up by the Pope in the next episode to read from a book. So they're really going to, and they did a little bit of foreshadowing that we now know who is inside the vault. Or
Do
we think we know who's inside the vault.
There's been lots of guesses. What's the one you thinking?
Well, according to what I saw in the preview, it's Missy.
Yes. Well, people have been thinking that one since the previous episode.
Because that came out, she showed up in the preview for next week's episode.
All right, and Missy was
The Master.
Okay. All right.
Which it doesn't surprise me that they're going to bring that character back in Moffat's last run. Because that was one of the characters he really liked. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. So, overall, the episode was only okay in my view.
I'm not going to lie. I was very disappointed when they brought Bill back.
That did seem a little cheesy. When they just brought her back and not everybody else. For some reason, I thought they were going to be able to bring everybody else back as well.
I thought she should have stayed dead.
Well, that's just because you're racist.
No. No.
You probably like the blue guy dying, too. Although that was a funny joke in there.
That was kind of, yeah.
Okay. Let's talk one more. I think we can probably get in one more thing here. All right. So we had there was a poll done that was baby names. Always baby names.
And I know which one dropped off the face of the planet on the female side.
Yep.
Caitlin
took a dive. Really, really took a dive. But we now have the top 10 male and female names for 2016 finally released. So at number 10, for the boys, Ethan, then Elijah, then Michael, then Jacob. Some older names coming back. Benjamin, James, Mason, William, Liam, and Noah. Those are
Noah.
We're going to get some arcs built. All right? I mean, but you look at those. Michael, Elijah, Jacob, James, William, Liam, Noah. Although there wasn't a Liam in the... I just did a look for this. There wasn't a Liam in the Bible. It was later on. But some biblical names showing up in the top 10.
So, okay, so let's run through one more time.
Okay, Ethan.
Slowly for me.
Ethan.
Okay, so Ethan Hawke.
Yep. Elijah Woods.
Elijah Wood. Yeah.
Michael. I think that's been a popular name for a long time.
Yes. Yeah.
Jacob. Maybe the Mormons are having a huge boost in births. I'm not sure.
Not
Maybe.
Mormons,
Mennonites.
Yeah, Mennonites. That's good.
Benjamin. Maybe a lot of people like the National Treasure.
Maybe.
James.
There's too many James. James Woods, of course.
James Gandolfini. Mason.
They've been eating lots of preserved food.
Yeah.
No, that is Kourtney Kardashian's son's name. So all those bastards are having, all those babies are having babies.
William. Well, they just really like Will I Am and wanted it all in one side.
Well, no, it's an ode to Heath Ledger in
Nope.
Knight's Tale.
It's a Royals, baby. William and Kate. That's what it is.
No,
Okay, you're right.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Kate is not in the female list.
Yeah, it's because Caitlyn's out of the realm, so nobody calls him Kate
I
anymore.
see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, you've redeemed yourself.
Liam, obviously, it's Neeson.
Liam Neeson, of course.
I mean, that's because Chuck Norris didn't make the list anymore.
I think it's probably more likely to be One Direction than Liam Neeson.
Okay, Colin's got us there. I think he's right. And sad that he knows that. Are you a One Directioner?
I am a X Factor UK-er.
Okay.
So I watched them when they were on X Factor and never ever since then.
All right, and then finally Noah. Probably Noah Galloway from Dancing with the Stars.
Possibly. So, okay, so Colin, I have to ask this question.
Yes.
You watch the X Factor?
Yeah.
Did you watch American Idol?
Yes.
Are you going to watch American Idol when it comes back?
Depends.
On?
Well, if they get back Ryan Seacrest, I might try watching it.
Allegedly, he is going to host. The judges are the part that's up in the air, and that made headlines this week. Because the Voice apparently NBC opened up their wallet and stole Jennifer Hudson and Kelly Clarkson to be coaches on The Voice.
Jennifer Hudson already was a coach on The Voice.
Was she a coach or a mentor?
Oh, sorry, UK. She's already a judge on the UK version of The Voice, so she just moved over to the US version.
Okay. Well, Kelly Clarkson apparently ABC was hot and heavy to get her as a judge since she was the first American Idol. They are too late. The Voice came in and scooped.
Yep.
And the only name rumored right now for American Idol is Katy Perry. Judging by Colin's look.
I did not watch every season.
I heard that same thing.
But I will say there is one really easy way to get me not to watch American Idol.
Bring Simon Cowell back?
No, I like Simon. Minaj.
Oh, God, don't put her on anything.
Well, Nicki Minaj would be a problem, as would Mariah Carey.
Yeah, I did not watch that season at all.
There are some people that I just I don't want anything to do with. I liked the judges at the very end. I not necessarily that I liked them personally, but I thought Harry Connick Jr., Jennifer Lopez, and Keith Urban.
Harry Connick Jr. actually knows what he's talking about.
I like him.
I think him, Keith Urban, and Jennifer Lopez, they had a good chemistry.
Yeah.
I don't think none of them are going to come back.
No.
I tell you what, looking at, I just happened to see, I glanced at The Voice the other day when it was on with Shania. Because Shania Twain is now on The Voice.
Well, she was like a mentor for one episode.
But now I think she has a chair.
She had a special chair.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She had a special chair for one episode.
Okay. Well, I saw her on it, and I'm torn if she aged well or not. Because I remember her from the 90s, and good Lord. She was something.
Okay. I have a different definition of aged well.
Uh-huh.
So, aged well means didn't get a whole ton of plastic surgery so she looks like a lion.
Yeah.
Or turned into a raisin like, what's her name from Superman?
Oh, yeah. Lois Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Margot Kidder.
Yeah. Okay. That does not age well.
But, I mean...
Yeah,
doesn't anymore show up wearing just a bra like the picture you just had up. That doesn't count.
I mean, this one, though, if you look at this picture here, all right, look at that, okay? Now, look at, this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking that. I might take.
No,
that.
she aged well.
Did she?
Okay. The hair
throws
being
me
wavy,
off.
kind of. Yeah, the hair's throwing it off. But no, she aged well.
Okay.
Because yes, you could tell that she aged. She still looks natural. She didn't have work done like. Does anybody watch Kevin Can Wait?
Yeah, I've caught a couple episodes and I got it recording. I just haven't taken the time to watch it.
Okay, when you see Leah Remini in the last 2 episodes on the season finale,
Yeah.
Mother of God,
Not good.
woman, put the Botox down.
I think it's the Church of Scientology. They're getting to her.
Whatever.
They
That
found
show
her.
got renewed. That show got renewed for a 2nd season. That Scientology thing that
Oh,
she's
yeah.
doing.
All right.
That got a 2nd season.
Real quick, so that when we can get to our movie review. Top 10 female names. Starting at number 10. Harper. Not a fan.
Harper Lee,
Emily. Not bad.
Emily Rossum,
All right. Abigail. Again.
Abigail Breslin, who is playing Baby in the remake of Dirty Dancing.
Charlotte.
Sex in the City.
Mia. Future stripper.
Baby was conceived during the halftime show where MIA was with Madonna and threw up the middle finger, so they just got rid of the dots and called her Mia.
All right. Isabella.
No, I'd be stretching if I tried that one. Go
Isabella
ahead.
Rossellini. What
That's the only Isabella that came to mind.
Yeah. Sophia. Well, obviously.
Golden Girls.
Well, I was thinking that they like the cartoon Sophia the First because they're just as immature. Ava.
Ava Mendez.
Ava Braun. Olivia. I'm just thinking of cigars because I have
I
Olivia.
think it's a mouse.
Olivia de Havilland. She just died. I don't think anybody's thinking of her though.
Olivia Newton-John.
Oh
whose
yeah,
Grease
that's it. Yeah,
came back.
Yeah, that's gonna come back. And then number 1, Emma. I think we can all agree, Watson.
Yes.
I mean, everybody wants Hermione.
Yeah.
So those are pretty simple, I think. All right, now, begrudgingly, this week, it is time for the PTR Radio. I should call it Lose-Lose, but it's not. It is the PTR Radio double feature movie review. What we do every week, every 2 weeks, we take 2 movies found on Amazon, Netflix, YouTube, whatever. We put them to our test and let you know whether they're good or bad. The concept for this came from the movies you may like recommendations from Netflix. Started out with Cowboys versus Aliens, and now we're all the way to Legendary and Officer Down.
Now,
we're not going through the alphabet.
I would like to point out there has only been one movie, to my knowledge, from YouTube,
Yes.
and that was The Monstrosity
FDR, American Badass.
that I tapped out on.
And
The only movie I have tapped out on
by the way,
during the course of this segment.
it's worth noting, shortly after our review, because I think we should take credit for this, it did appear on Netflix. So obviously, we boosted its ratings. And Netflix said, we'll pay money for that.
I'm
So
so sorry.
thank you to us.
No.
And
don't.
Internet, you are welcome.
Internet, I am sorry.
Okay.
So Colin wants to start off. We had a discussion before the show. Colin wants to start the reviews.
So I'm going to start with Officer Down, which I have to apologize for. I missed it again. I fell asleep. It must have been like a tanker truck full of LSD and a fever dream caused by the flu, which I didn't know I have. But I fell asleep when this movie started. So instead of reviewing the movie, since I had to review something, I'm going to review the dream I had.
Okay.
At least, like I said, it must have been a lot of. I assume it's a dream I had.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. So, my dream started with Raul Julia walking towards the audience wearing his M. Bison costume from Street Fighter. I then noticed this costume had been redesigned because the star on the costume looked like the Tim Curry character Darkness from the 1985 film Legend. Then my dream went to a brief soft porn interlude. And then Raul Julia pretended to be RoboCop and raided what I have since decided must have been a kids' show like Beakman's World. Although the giant rat was missing, at least for that scene of the dream. It all ended up with the lab blowing up when the show host decided to kill everyone, including Raul Julia, who was still there. It then turned out that Raul Julia really is RoboCop, or at least Zombie Cop. The dream then continued with gun-dealing nuns dressed like extras from Braveheart wearing habits. Raul Julia teleported into the basement of this convent and started killing everybody. Meanwhile, another cop, which I assume, within the dream logic must have been me, decided to help Raul Julia. I don't know why, but it's a dream. What do I know? Then we learned how Raul Julia's zombie body is maintained. I noticed this locker at work was glowing with a weird green light. So I decided to open the locker and, in dream logic, walked inside it. It must have been a TARDIS. So inside the locker, I discovered that Raul Julia is powered by a room full of Professor Stephen Hawkins. I don't really understand this part. Perhaps it was just the power of Hawking radiation. Meanwhile, there was something like the bad guys were revealed, which were a trio of crime bosses, either wearing animal masks or having animal heads. I don't really know. But that scene then finished with another weird, confusing, and random soft porn scene. The dream from that point kind of fell apart in a weird mishmash of more zombie scenes. The bad guys decided to splice in a whole bunch of footage from Power Rangers. It kind of went with their masks, I guess. And in the end, the Power Rangers died. I was reenacting a scene from Peter Pan where we're trying to get Tinkerbell to come back to life by getting the audience involved, but with Stephen Hawking instead. And I don't know. The dream kind of fell apart. I think I woke up about the same time that the movie was done. So I'm going to give my dream a puke, since the only thing it seemed to accomplish was to show just how good Deadpool was and how bad it could have been. That's a review of my dream.
Very good. All right. I'll go and then you can fill in the gaps.
Go ahead.
All right. So I kind of did mine in a little bit of your style. Officer down. Now that's how you start a movie. WTF is this movie? Weirdest crime bosses ever. Okay. And now Bow Wow is a kung fu master. Oh! Big titty nun looks like a whole new fetish. Man, and we thought Turbo Kid had a lot of blood. Oh, now Kung Fu Bow Wow is magical too. Amazing. Oh, look, a piñata at the prison. Who'd have thunk it? That's kind of where I stopped taking notes because I couldn't handle the jump shots much more and keep writing. Man, they love to jump back and forth and flishy flash and everything else. The two things I will tell you is this movie contains Kim Coates or Coates or whatever, who began his film career with The Last Boy Scout, and who you probably know better from Sons of Anarchy, and Cody Renee Cameron, who appears in this movie once on film and once by voice only. And you will only know her if you listen to the Playboy Morning Show, because she was on it for 4 years. She plays the part in the very beginning of the movie, which is the best 10 seconds of the entire movie. Don't watch this movie. I give this... It's not a puke, because it's not horrible. What do I want to give this? I think I'll give this a verp. A vomit burp. Yep, that's my rating.
Okay. So, as I'm looking through my notes, okay, the best way to describe this movie, it's like Judge Dredd if Quentin Tarantino got a hold of the script. I don't know any other way to explain it. The opening monologue led me to think it was a Judge Dredd knockoff right from the start. He's like, I am LAPD. Yeah, instead of I am the law. And there's nothing like starting out a movie with a hardcore sex scene complete with orgasm counter. I have a feeling Shaggy's going to love this movie.
I just wanted to keep hearing it go ding, 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 ding.
And later on, there was a scene where it... So the evil mad scientist, a.k.a. Headcase Harry, the first villain we encounter, is way too much like the budget version of Jim Carrey's Riddler from Batman and Robin, which was probably the best part of that series of Batman movies, in my opinion. And what the hell kind of gun is a revolver with a clip? Nate's head would be focused way too much on that one single thing than the rest of this movie, trying to figure out how that gun actually operated. A double-barreled revolver, no less. More sex. Shaggy's loving it. I know it, even with the freaky animal masks. You know, they celebrate by all three of them getting head in the sauna. Okay. I've taken a lot of tests in my life. I've even taken some psych tests. What the hell kind of psych test proves that you can handle seeing someone being brought back from the dead? And hey, check it out. It's the dude from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with an accent. A little trippy, but now I hope Charlie Day shows up, and maybe Danny DeVito. So Down's brain is going to short circuit because the rookie told him something that happened before he last regenerated. I don't get it. By the way, I want that big-ass truck that he's driving around in. That is the zombie-proof post-apocalyptic vehicle that I need to get to the grocery store. The Zen Master Flash guy, as you refer to it, Bow Wow, is really annoying. Wouldn't have even found a character like that on USA's Kung Fu Theater. Any of those movies. Billy Squier music fits way too well in a scene where the cop is kicking everyone's ass. Not enough movies use Billy Squier. Oh, Christ. They cut his Uber gun in half with it. Now you gone and done it. Now you pissed off Officer Brown. Why is everyone blue in the rat's nest?
I kind of thought the same thing.
Zombies!
Everyone was blue. Then they got to go to strobe lights. Everybody knows how much I love strobe lights. And I finally got a Wilhelm scream out of this movie. So this gets a smirk. Because it was actually better than I thought it was going to be. It was very campy. If you're a fan of Tarantino, like I said, this is like a it's in that vein. I don't like the whole rah-rah sis boom ba of how they bring them back and everybody volunteering so that they have a purpose in life. I thought it was a little campy how he went and apologized to them and kind of felt sadness at the one ALS guy that died trying to bring him back.
Yeah.
But as Shaggy said, don't go further than 10, 15 minutes into this movie, because after that one scene is all kind of downhill.
All right, and second up...
Oh, wait.
Oh, go ahead.
So, and that's why, like, the entire last section of the movie made no sense, which is why the dream version of it just kind of clears out. I mean, it's like the bad guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the very end of the movie, you have these two idiots discussing how the bosses got hit. I'm like,
yeah.
By what?
Yeah, we didn't see
the
any
only
of
thing
that.
that happened to the bosses is the ninja guy said that he was going to go and attack them, but then he got killed. So nothing happened to the bosses.
Yeah, and they even said
by
the
the
whole
way,
plan was it would never come back on them.
Which, by the way, the bosses, the crime syndicate, was called the Fortune 500.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where my earlier reference came from. Now,
Just realized all three of us went through those reviews and none of us mentioned that.
yeah. And, okay, going back to the sauna scene, Mike, one of those was definitely a woman.
Yes, I almost mentioned
Yeah.
that.
The snow leopard.
Yeah. So the BJ there doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Because
No.
standing up, you can't do a whole lot.
She-male?
Could be.
Wait, they weren't. I thought they sat down.
No, they
The-
stood up. And the women kneeled down.
Yes.
Okay. So just a quick vote.
Yeah.
If you had to choose one of those masks
To be wearing or to
to be
service?
wearing,
Okay,
to be wearing.
All right.
Uh-huh.
which one would you guys have picked?
Gorilla.
I guess my answer is not the vulture.
Definitely not that one. I think they basically got that one because it was on clearance at the costume shop. Because they're like, we've had this for 5 years. Nobody's ever going to be a vulture for Halloween. Here, it's $2.
So, actually, you know what? I never went and looked. I gotta go.
Were you going to Amazon how much a vulture mask is?
No, I never looked to see if this violated our trivia rule.
Oh, it has plenty of trivia. Because it was based off a comic book, and it was directed,
Oh, really?
Oh, good Lord.
It was directed by Sean Crahan. It's his first movie he's directed. Because usually he's just a member of Slipknot.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
Lord.
So this is yet another movie directed and created by a heavy metal rocker. Much like, who's been doing it? Alice Cooper?
I don't. No, Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie. Like Rob Zombie, yes.
No wonder there was enough blood to fill a swimming pool. I really thought it was going the road of Turbo Kid, by the way.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That was just...
No, actually, this gets by on a technicality. No, because 4. No, okay. Even with the technicality, because 4 of the 7 items basically say the same thing, that Sean Crahan is from the band Slipknot.
4 members of the band Slipknot are in this movie.
No, good
Yes.
Lord. So it's basically a rock video. I'm surprised. I didn't even notice. Was there Slipknot songs in here? Because that would make sense if they just basically said, hey, we need to do a few new videos. Let's just turn it into a movie and cut it up for videos. All right. So the second movie in our double feature is called Legendary. And I almost made the mistake because right now on Netflix there are 2 movies called Legendary. But I remembered that we were doing a Dolph Lundgren movie this week because if you look up Legendary,
Oh, okay. I now have a new disqualifying item for movies.
so Legendary, you could have picked either the Dolph Lundgren film, or you could have picked Legendary. Fed up with bullies, bookish Cal joins his high school wrestling team with the hopes that his estranged older brother will help him rejoin the family. That's not what we're talking about. No. We're talking about a monster is about to give rival hunters a major jolt of terror because some rumors have a nasty habit of being true. All right? That's the one we're talking about.
Okay, so just to clarify, I looked this one up on IMDb now.
Yep.
And I thought that the cover image, for the disc,
Yeah.
I thought it was showing an HD DVD version. And because it's just the disc and it says HD at the top, but it's in blue, not red. So I was going to say, if the picture on IMDb is of an HD DVD release, disqualified.
Oh, come on. Transformers was out on HD DVD. All right, so
anyway,
I can kind of go first, I guess. I don't have a whole lot of notes on this one. First of all, Kamchatka, Russia. You mean like in Risk? Whatever it was would not have just walked away after killing one person. Remember, safety first when stealing a motorcycle, wear a helmet. And okay, so you're telling me slamming into rock walls 30 feet in the air and banging your head on a rock, and then you just walk away. Yeah, hell no. Yeah, so I wrote 4 notes because I was actually busy watching this film. Because this one, I told Colin, I'm like, I'm going to have to create a new rule or a new method for watching these movies. Because even though there's only 2, I find that the order really matters. I watched Legendary first. So then when I saw Officer Down, highly disappointing. And it ruined the rest of my night. So right from now on, I'm going to use a flip a coin app to figure out which one I'm going to watch first.
Okay.
All right. That way, it's random luck's fault and not the way that I put them in an email to send to you guys. Legendary, I thought was actually a pretty good film. It had decent locations. The actors actually did a pretty good job, other than Dolph Lundgren overacted his ass off in this thing, and made me just hate him. It made me totally forget how much I liked him in both Shark Lake and Kindergarten Cop 2. So I definitely did not like his, I'm going to kill it. I get the kill shot. It's all mine. You should have done your job and just radioed me. I'm the one that's going to put it down. And, and just saying that he was going to kill everybody involved because he was the one. I mean, it was just, man, did he overdo it. And he's better than that. He should know better. But maybe the writers of this movie wrote him that way. I don't know. But regardless, bad thing. I was a little confused by the fact that the guy who brought in the cryptozoologist, big word, to capture the creature, I thought he said he had a huge investment in this pipeline. So why isn't he calling the shots on who gets in and who gets out of this pipeline thing? That really confused me. And the fact that he has all this money that he can buy boats and rent equipment and all this stuff, but he can't pay off a Chinese mortician. That made no sense at all, because I can buy all the parts to make my own iPhone in China. I should be able to buy off some low-level official so I can get 5 minutes with a corpse. All right? If this was Japan, I'd have 5 minutes with a corpse, a 60-inch TV, and a new iPhone. All right? So those are the things that didn't make sense to me in the movie, and they obviously set this thing up for a sequel. So I doubt it ever happens, but if it does, hurrah! In my mind, I am going to give this a meh, because it was good, but it wasn't great. It wasn't something I'm going to watch again. Plus, I think they recycled that tooth, and that really bums me out. All right, Colin, it's all you.
Well, actually,
Mike?
All right. So this movie had a $12 million budget. $12 million. Listen. All right. I could not get past the fact that the one guy looks like Ross Geller Jr.
Oh man, I thought that so much too.
And even acted like him. I could not get past. This guy could not have been more annoying. And apparently these guys were in Universal Soldier together. And this Scott character, what's his name? Scott. The hell with it. I'm just calling him Norbert. Scott Atkins. Scott Atkins apparently is like some legitimate action actor who I've never heard of. But he had a knee injury, hence why his character didn't do any stunts or fighting or anything like that. He was probably hopped up on Percocets. Probably walked on the set and said, I got 2 rules, okay? Don't touch my Percocets, and do you have any Percocets? Those are my demands to do this movie. Give the $12 million to Dolph. Anyway. So the group goes walking through the forest. They're walking through this forest looking for something, and they see these giant claw marks on the tree like Wolverine just had a fight, and nobody has their gun out. All 3 people with guns are walking with the guns in travel bag. Big claw marks. We're getting close. Get the guns out. I would love to know what kind of laptops these research teams all use in these movies, because they ain't got no generators, no solar panels, no batteries, but they last all night to monitor the cameras. Whatever kind it is, I want one. Giant monkey bear. And Ross doesn't want them to shoot it. Y'all gonna die. Why would Dolph shoot at its shoulder and not its head at point blank range if he wanted to put it down? That's a rookie mistake, and we know he's no rookie. So they're in China looking for a giant gecko-looking thing. Suddenly, this is a knockoff of Godzilla meets Loch Ness, sponsored by Geico. Ross Geller Jr. just punched Dolph Lundgren, and he got away with it. That's like Eddie Murphy talking about, I'll kick your ass if we're in a movie and it's in the script. I'll kick. There's something that at this point in the movie, something made me wonder why in the hell we even bother with these movies. Because the acting is just so average, for lack of a better term. Ross is wearing a gun belt with spare magazine pouches that are empty. If you're wearing a gun belt, you have magazines in the spare. Oh, no, it's a camera belt. What the hell are the extra pouches for then? Not film, because nobody uses film anymore. The boat in the lake. Colin, what Disney ride did they cannibalize that boat from? Ross Jr. is just way too happy to be in danger in a rickety old boat in a lake with Super Gecko Croc. Nobody thinks to start the boat and go to the folks that are in the water. No, swim to us. Fuck you, you've got a motor. Start the boat. Come get me. So I realize at this point why I'm despising this movie. I don't like Dolph Lundgren as a bad guy. Every other movie we've watched him in, he's been the good guy or the anti-hero or whatever you want. This one, he is the bad guy. And I don't like it. Not to mention the fact that Ross Jr. is very annoying. It's like watching Ross Geller with Gary Busey's teeth and Eric Roberts' acting ability. These people are just way too happy to be in a lake with this thing that is trying to kill them. Now they've gone back to the set of the abandoned Disney ride that the boats were taken from in the cave. And So, wait, seriously, did you just go into a cave where you know Super Gecko Croc lives? You're all idiots. I may have been happier if they were tracking a puppy monkey baby. And why did Brandon drop the gun? These things never, you shoot it and it's asleep. They never stay asleep. That is a classic movie rule. They never stay asleep. Don't drop the gun. And then they went all Jaws 3D here with the mother and baby angle. Like, that's a juvenile. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse. The movie ends on a note that blatantly rips off Jurassic Park. This movie gets a gag from me. It's not quite a puke, only because Super Gecko Croc was actually animated very well. This had the effects, the quality of Atlantic Rim or Avalanche Sharks, this would have been a solid puke. Acting is weak, including the performance of Dolph Lundgren. Could be a result of the script, or it could just be the fact that he was playing the bad guy. The sets look like leftovers from Disney and Land of the Lost. In fact, this movie would have gotten a better rating if Chaka had showed up. As some point, as like the caretaker of the Super Gecko Crocs, or the protector. Ending would have negated that, and I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't see the Jurassic Park twist coming. So unless you're a huge Dolph Lundgren fan, and by huge, I mean you worship everything he has done, you own everything on DVD, including He-Man and Kindergarten Cop 2, don't bother watching this movie. Colin?
Take it from there.
Okay. Mike took a lot of stuff I was going to talk about.
Yep.
He didn't get all of it, though, so I want to...
Okay.
But I did want to get some background. So this is a Chinese movie populated with Western actors.
Yep.
Some of them, like Scott Adkins, just needed some money while he was recuperating. There's a couple things. One, I actually was fooled by the set of the cave. Because it looked too good. I'm used to these movies just being absolutely terrible sets. This looked enough, I was like, oh, that must be a real cave they found, because that looks too good.
Yep.
But no, that was all set. I don't know if you saw this, Mike. There's a link up on our Slack to a behind the scenes video for this thing.
No, I did not see that.
This movie was originally named Legendary 3D.
There's a 3D version?
It was shot in 3D.
Oh my god.
It was shot with actual 3D cameras. It was not... So some of the
There's
scenes,
the budget.
So that's a big part of the budget, and that's also a big reason why there's so many scenes that are only there for the 3D.
I bet that cave scene looks amazing in 3D.
Well, the cage scene, where he's dangling from the top of the cane,
yeah.
and then yeah. I 100% agree with the Geico reference. I was going to make that one. But, okay, a couple things I was going to hit. One, the bad guy captured the people and put them inside the monster proof cage. And I was thinking, thanks?
Yeah.
Thanks for taking my friends and putting them in the one safe place.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, the cage is not big enough for the animal's head to even get in. I'm thinking that's the safest place to be.
Yeah.
Locked inside. Worst thing that could happen is maybe it rolls into the lake.
Yeah.
And you drown. But I'm not eating.
Yes. But for a monster-proof cage, that was not very monster-proof. I mean, it seemed to be made of balsa wood. Because, man, that thing was being... Like, the very first time that the monster actually touched it, it crumpled. Very end of the movie. Actually, I must have missed something, because all I saw was the part that was an obvious... This is another one of those sci-fi direct... We want to make it into a TV show things. So I must have missed something at the very end there. But, the last scene with the monster and thing. So they left behind the Scotty Adkins character, and the creature faints or whatever.
Yeah.
How? So it's they're all sitting in the boat going, Travis, 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 and then suddenly he comes out of the water.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did he come from? Did he swim all the way there underwater so they didn't know where he was? Was there a lock for divers somewhere in the caves? Where did he come from? I don't know. Yeah. But this movie had much better plot than a lot of the other movies we watch. Usually we watch these movies, and I'm like, you have a scene, and another scene, another scene. None of the scenes have anything to do with each other. The plot is not moving. This thing, actually, everything kind of fit together into a movie that has a coherent plot to it, as far as it can for a monster movie. So, for me, it got a giggle.
Cool. Mike,
it was above a smirk.
Mike, you want to hear some bad news about Ross Jr.?
Go ahead.
All right, two pieces. One, he actually was named Ross on a TV show that he did early on in his career. Worse than that, one of his most recent projects, big budget film. He was in Doctor Strange.
What?
Yep.
Well, I haven't seen Doctor Strange yet, so...
He played Lucian, one of the stronger zealots, but actually had some on-screen time in Doctor Strange. You actually do see him a couple times. So, yeah. He actually, maybe this was his, and he was, maybe this was his stepping stone into stardom.
Well, he's well regarded enough that he was in one of the Expendables movies.
Yeah, and now evidently, there's a bunch of talk about him in this Accident Man movie coming out.
He was in Zero Dark 30.
And Born Ultimatum.
Yeah, so, he does get around. But I saw what you saw, man. I'm like, Ross is getting work? That doesn't seem like a part he'd do, man. I can't believe that. I thought that, him and Joey were just palling around in England or something.
Joey's just too busy driving cars for the BBC.
Well, and he's got the Man with the Plan TV show, too. He's one of the most popular ones right now.
Oh, crap. I forgot the number one thing I was going to say.
Yep.
I decided this movie should have been named Legendary Wilderness.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Because it worked really... Because we've had this theme going. Strange Wilderness, Cry Wilderness, Legendary Wilderness. They all have the same plot.
Well, yeah.
Two
and think about it.
People trying to find a
legendary
monster.
item. Yeah.
One of them is trying to kill them. The other one isn't.
Bigfoot from Cry Wilderness could have been Shaka's dad.
Yeah.
And Red Hawk could have been there as the shaman of the Shakas to protect the Geico Super Croc. Gecko Crocs.
Yeah.
It's all tying together now. Who needs an MCU universe when we've got our own?
Now, here's one more little sad fact. When I look up his personal details on IMDb, his height is listed as 5'10" 3/4 inches.
Oh man, he really wants to get every single tenth of an inch, doesn't he?
Is that with or without lifts?
How thick were his socks?
But yeah, no.
Dude, he had his hair up in a boot box.
I can't. I can't.
Oh, and I could swear that we saw Yi Hong, the Chinese doctor. I could swear that we had seen her in the Jackie Chan movie Skip Trace. I don't see it in her listing, but I could have sworn that she was in there.
Well, she's been in a lot because
yeah.
In China, she's probably more famous than the rest of them were. But what's hilarious is people are always complaining about Western movies taking, whitening and stuff. It's like, so the tech guy they had, he's playing a Chinese American. He's actually Korean American.
Yeah. All right. I just looked up Dolph Lundgren. Anybody want to guess one of the big pictures that he's going to be part of in 2018?
2018. Star Wars?
No,
Nope.
I'm not going to guess because I'm just going to look.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do, but that's
Aquaman.
Oh, no.
Yep. He
What
is
is this?
Aquaman. And not like a knockoff Aquaman. No. Like the Arthur Curry Aquaman from, the currently demoing or currently trailering, DC film. That is
He's
crazy.
He's playing.
And he's King Nereus. Nereus?
he's playing in a Russian remake of Bachelor Party.
You've got to be kidding me. Really? Natasha's husband. That's completed already. Man, I wish that was in English because I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
So he'd be playing the bad guy in Aquaman.
Is he?
Yep.
The bad guy? Oh, not another bad guy. I like him as a good guy, man. Even throw a little comedy in there. It's different for
He
him.
plays the king of some Atlanteans from an alternate dimension of water.
Oh, good Lord. Really?
Although, in Arrow, he plays the bad guy, and he's not bad there. But I think that's written much better.
Yeah.
But he also, I don't know. I don't know.
Yep.
I'm with you. He did Kindergarten Cop after this. And Shark Lake was after this. So we're gonna take it on faith that he got better.
Yes. I think we need some music.
Because this was a 2013. Yeah, we do. Sorry, we are running really late. Oh, and of course it came out over here.
Look, all I know is when it comes out in February of next year, we are going to do a review of Iron Sky 2.
Oh, well, yeah, we're going to have to. We are going to have to. Which means I'm going to have to watch Iron Sky 1. Because I don't want to be lost on the sequel.
I haven't watched it either, so we could do it as a double feature.
Oh, well, we could do it as a live tweet. Like we did for Lavalantula.
No, Sharknado 4.
Sharknado, that's right, Sharknado.
No, we're gonna live tweet the next Sharknado.
Yeah.
All right, so we have to decide when our next show is going to be because I don't think any of us want to do a show on Memorial Day.
Oh no.
No. I'm good any day but that day. I would prefer not to do it the day before either.
Well, no, because that's a Sunday, so
Yeah.
that's not happening. Maybe the day after we'll do.
Yeah, we can
on
do
the
it
30th.
That'll work.
Does that work for you, Colin? All right.
All right, so folks, you will see us back on the 30th again. As always, don't forget to check our website, ptrradio.com. Sign up for social media, Facebook, Twitter, and now Instagram. That's right, just look for PTR Radio and follow us. You'll get all of our updates. And guys, I haven't forgot about it. On the Road Again with Shaggy has just been busy. So I've got to get that stuff up there. There will be new episodes coming. Don't you worry about it. They're coming. And I'm going to tweak the format a little bit so that the opening won't be so long either. So look for that all coming soon. Like I said, ptrradio.com is where you can find out all the information about the show and much more. Again, we'll be back on the 30th. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I'm Mike the 8 Man.
Second Fork, folks. We are done. Later.